What's up, everybody? It's your girl Ashley Parker, aka Glam Life Studio, aka Glam Life TV. I want to thank everybody right now for tuning in to this new video that I'm dropping. And I wanted to say that if you haven't already, make sure you head on over, click that like button, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can join in all the other new festivities that we got going on here on Glam Life TV, okay? Don't miss out. It's something that you don't want to miss. So y'all, I'm back with another video. I know it's been a while. Don't judge me, because guess what? I'm here now, baby, and I'm here to give you what you need, okay? I just wanted to discuss quickly for you guys 5 ways to maintain healthy hair. As I've been a part of this beauty industry, I've realized that in my whole 11 years that so many people struggle with finding the right stylist for them. And so if you haven't found the right stylist just yet, make sure you go ahead to all the social media platforms right now and follow me on Glam Life Studio. Glam, GLAMLYFEE Studio. And book me as your stylist today, right now, okay? Because I'm here to help you. But what I wanted to talk about today was 5 ways to maintain healthy hair. You know, so many people come and they're like, girl, like I went to this stylist and she was rough on my head, or I went to this stylist and she told me I needed to trim every 2 weeks, and then I went to this stylist and, you know, she didn't really give me the treatments and stuff that I need. Well, guess what? Time out for that. I'm here to give you the information that you need. All right, so 1, make sure that you guys stay consistent with your trims. A lot of people sometimes can get messed up because they're not really on a strict regimen when it comes to getting trims. So the method that I've realized that works for me as a stylist is that a client that manipulates their hair more often, like as in pressing it, adding extra heat, or manipulating their hair a little bit more on a daily or every other day basis. Me personally, I feel like that client needs a trim every 6 to 8 weeks. Now, say if you're not manipulating your hair as much and you're kind of in your protective styles and you're kind of in that space of where, you know, you're braiding it up and you're twisting it up and you're oiling your ends and you're keeping the moisture on your ends just as much as you would the roots of your hair, that client particularly will not need a trim unless it's every 8 to possibly 12 weeks, depending on the client. Now, not a lot of people be like, 12 weeks for a trim, girl, like what? Honestly, what I realized is that when that person gives their hair that time to, when they're properly treating it the correct way, that it gives it that time to see their growth versus it being, what can I say, like being trimmed as consistency. Now, some people it works for and some people it doesn't. So it just depends on who you are as a person, and then how much time and energy that you put in back into your hair, and then just overall how consistent you are with your regimen. All right, and so number 2, ladies, we want to talk about treatments. Treatments are very, very important when it comes to having healthy hair. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes most people run into what's called like a lack of moisture, where their hair is shedding or breaking, or they feel like their hair is overly oily, that they need something to kind of strip it to give it back that freshness or that good luster. And so typically, guys, those treatments are very important because it helps your hair kind of like restart or reset or get the things that it properly needs. A couple treatments that I particularly do in the salon are deep moisture treatments, scalp treatments, protein treatments, a protein vitamin treatment, and then a hot oil treatment, depending on who the client is specifically. And so each treatment will actually trigger or actually help your hair in a more healthier state. So if you're having problems with like dryness or the lack of moisture, you always want to tap into a deep conditioner so that it actually seals that moisture back into the cuticle and then produces a natural luster versus it being, you know, dry or breaking. Now, if you are in the dry and breaking stage, you want to resort to the treatment such as a protein. And the reason why I say resort to a protein treatment if you're dealing with breakage is because the hair is made up of protein. So if you're seeing like when you comb your hair down and it's more broken pieces on the counter versus a whole piece, such as like coming straight out from the scalp down to it being in broken pieces, that's where you want to consider getting a protein treatment because like I said, with the hair being made of protein, you want to make sure that you actually strengthen it back with this natural ability so that it can produce the natural way that it's supposed to be, which is healthy hair. And then we want to talk about the protein vitamin treatment. Now, some women, they can't take because some protein treatments can be really strong, and so some women can't quite take that strength of that protein, so they need something that's a little bit milder, which is more of a vitamin on the outside for the hair, considering that some people may not be taking vitamins as well. So it can just alter depending on who the client is. So that makes a difference as well. And then also I want to talk about hot oil treatments. I know a lot of people have gotten away from that because they don't like their hair to be oily or weighed down, but typically depending on what products that you're using, the hot oil treatment actually penetrates through that hair strand and that cuticle to seal in not only the moisture of the conditioner, but the oil to once again give them that natural shine or that natural luster, especially if there's somebody that, sort of like works out, they sweat in their head heavy and their hair is always dry. That can help as well. All right, so number 3, we want to talk about hair vitamins. I know a lot of people can kind of not be sure on what type of hair vitamins to take, or some people are just strict on hair, skin, and nail vitamins. Particularly, I would like, I always refer my clients to do basically like a 1-a-day vitamin, so that it's something that has basically all your vitamins from A through E, your magnesium, your zinc, your iron, your B6, your B12, and things of that sort, because what's happening is that because a lot of people are not particularly supplementing with the food that they're supposed to eat, that vitamin then will help supplement or take place of the things that they're lacking within their nutrition or their diet. So when it comes to vitamins as well, we want to pay attention to what's called the mg and the mcg, which is the milligram or the micromilligram when it comes to intaking a vitamin. Sometimes the vitamins can be high in that aspect, such as like 10,000, 5,000. And so if you're somebody that typically doesn't drink enough water, I wouldn't suggest starting out with a 10,000 and you're like, oh Lord, now my hair is breaking off. I feel like I be taking my vitamin every day, but I feel like I'm losing more hair. And so what you have to realize is that it creates a balance. You have to create a balance, guys. That's the number one key of having healthy hair as well, is that it's a balance. What you intake and how you treat yourself on the inside and out is how your hair will show up. So vitamins are number 1 as well. Well, number 3, sorry. But you want to make sure that you have these keys when it comes down to having healthy hair, because the lack of knowledge, and next thing you know, you walking around and you in your 50s and 60s and you like, well, I didn't have the chance because I didn't know. So yeah, that you need in case you're not getting all of the nutrition from your diet on a daily basis. So what the vitamin does is help supplement that so that it can produce the hair growth and the stimulation within your body that you need, that you weren't getting. I would like to refer, like I said, a multi 1-a-day vitamin. But you do what works best for you. If you're a person that has already been on like prenatals, or that's currently on a hair, skin, and nail, the main thing that you want to particularly pay attention to is your milligram or your mcg. A lot of people get that confused and they're like, oh, 10,000, 5,000, I can go ahead and get this real quick and go ahead and grow my hair in a matter of about 2 weeks. No, because what happens is when you have too much of something, it isn't good. So you want to make sure you start off with the mcg, which is more of a micro milligram, so that if you're not getting the supplement that you need with your diet, that you're able to balance out with your water and your vitamin versus it just being everything at once. So keep that in mind, ladies. Yes. And we can't forget, number 4, making sure that you drink your water. You guys, water is a very, very, very important part. Actually, it's the main part of having healthy hair. What you have to realize is that our bodies are made up of water. So whenever you intake, or whatever you intake through your body, it shows up in your hair first. So if you're not getting enough water, that then will show you that you're maybe in a space of dehydration, you're in a space of low porosity, you're in a space of breakage, you're in a space of just like, I really don't know what's going on with my hair right now, but I need something. If you haven't drinking any water, take a step back and say, hey, let me try this water first before I go too far on trying to figure out what's going on with my hair. Water is a very important part, you guys. Please keep that in mind. Typically, when it comes to water, a lot of people are like, well, yeah, I drink a gallon a day and this, and that. At the end of the day, you have to do what works best for you. If you can't drink a gallon a day, cool. But the main thing is that you drink at least half of your body weight in ounces. So for example, if you know you weigh 100 pounds, do at least 50 ounces of water per day so that you're replenishing back what your body already produces anyway. And then once you do that and you start being more consistent, your hair will show up with like what's called a natural luster, because you're at a space of how going through what the body goes through. And like I said, it's going to show up in your hair first. So water is very important. I know sometimes people can get particular about water. Me per se, I always refer my clients to drinking more of an alkaline based water regimen, because what happens is our hair has a pH balance as well. So if we're doing everything that we need to do from the inside out to the outside in, it then creates that pH balance that where typically you want to be between I would say about a 6.75 to about a 7.25. And if you're in that space, that means that you're in a great you have a great balance, so that your hair is going to show up the way that it needs to because of your water intake. So don't forget the water, guys. And if you know me, you know as soon as you walk through that door, I'm like, what? You ain't been drinking no water. What you doing? My clients know. Don't come to play. Remember, guys, that this is for you. Remember, this is all a part of making you a better person, making you a healthier person. And once you are better within yourself, your hair is going to show up like that anyway. And then also, think about a plant. Plants need watering. Think of yourself as a plant. If you haven't watered yourself, that means that you're not getting the nutrition that you need. So drink your water. Okay, and last but not least, we want to talk about number 5. Number 5 is making sure that you stick with the same stylist. Guys, I know right now it's hard to find a stylist that really cares about your hair or that really educates you on what your hair specifically needs. But if you find a good stylist, stick with that stylist. Listen to that stylist. If that stylist told you, no, we can't do this color, but we got to do this consultation, stick with that stylist. If your stylist had just recommended and educated you on everything that your hair was going through, and you was like, well, darn, I ain't never had this before, stick with your stylist, okay? If your stylist told you, hey, don't get those braids because I feel like that your hair is kind of in a space where your edges may be thinning, or the medications and stuff that you're on may be creating a little bit of a difference in your hair, or I realize that, you know, you've been going through some changes, stick with that stylist. Stick with somebody that actually educates you, that cares, provides an experience, provides a shampoo service, and then still loves on your hair and able to show you, hey, I'm passionate about this. It's not just always about the money for me. It's about me showing you how to maintain so that you can not only show up for yourself, but so that your hair can show it as well, okay? So guys, like I said, let's do a recap. Trims are number 1. Number 2, your treatments. Number 3, hair vitamins. Number 4, drinking your water. And number 5, sticking with the same stylist. And remember, you get the hair you want by caring for the hair that you already have. Don't forget, guys, to make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe. I thank you for sharing this moment with me. Let's give it up for having healthy hair, okay? Love you guys. Thank you so much.